Hello students. Today let us start our day with a beautiful quote. No pain, no gain. Without hard work you cannot achieve your goal. So hard work is must. Children, many of you have the collection of notes, old coins, old books or old objects at your home. And your parents might be telling you that they are belong to your grand or grandparents. So these are the sources which help us to understand our history. We have learnt many such sources in 5th standard also. But this year few more are added. Let us know them. So this is our second lesson, the sources of history. We will begin with material sources. Man uses a variety of things in his day-to-day life. They are known as artifacts. Artifacts used by humans in the past provide us valuable information about life in the ancient times. We can decide the period of ancient artifacts like earthen pots. You know what is earthen pots? Earthen pot means the pots made up of clay. By studying the shape, color and design on ancient pot shades. Now what is pot shades is? Pot shades are the broken pieces of pots. The ornaments and other artifacts throw light on social interaction. We get information about the diet of the people from the remains of food grains, seeds and bones of animals found in excavations. Also, we find the remains of houses, buildings built in remains of houses. Different historical periods tells us about the remains of houses and buildings. We also find ancient coins and seals. All this give us information about human activities in the past. All such artifacts, articles, monuments or their ruins are called the material sources of history. Let us see few examples of material sources. These are the ornaments. These are the pot shades, broken pieces of pots, and these are few food grains. These are the examples of material sources. Now, let us see how do we get food grains in the excavations. Let us see the facts. Food grains do not last long. They get easily infested and turn into powder. In ancient times, people used to roast food grains before grinding them. If a few grains got charred, now here what is the meaning of charred? Charred means burned. While roasting, they were thrown away. Such charred grains can remain intact for a very long period. During excavations, such charred grains can be recovered. When these are inspected in a laboratory, we come to know what grain it is. These are the ancient coins. Now, let us move on to the written sources. The Stone Age people have recorded many events and expressed their emotions in paintings on rocks. It was only after thousands of years that man learned the art of writing. Earlier, the ancient people used to write on various things. Copper plate, inscriptions on rocks, also on the branches of the trees. In the beginning, humans used symbols and signs to record their thoughts and ideas. However, it took thousands of years for a script to develop from this. In the beginning, man wrote on potsherds, unbaked bricks using pointed objects. Pens were not there, so they used to write with the help of pointed objects. He also used birch tree, that is burja tree, its bark to write on. As this experience and knowledge increased, he began to write in different ways. He began to record the events that took place around him. Example of written sources. These are the Burja Patra, inscriptions, copper plates. Can you see it? Now, accounts of the proceedings of royal court. What is royal court? Royal court is, now we have high court, supreme court, like that. In ancient times, there were royal courts. They used to write their rules and regulations systematically. Many rulers had their orders, judicial decisions, donations, etc. inscribed on stone or copper plate. Over a period of time, many forms of literature developed. Can you see the ancient royal court? See, this is the picture. So, these are the examples of royal court in ancient time. History and its sources tell us the facts or benefits that are useful for the future generation. Through past experiences only, we learn many things, and it connects the past with the present. It gives us understanding, like the kings or the rulers used to write the proceedings of royal court on the inscriptions. Now, laws and regulations that we have are the revised form of the laws framed by our ancient rulers. Let us move on to the next slide. They include books on religious and social subjects, plays, poetry, travelogue. Now, what is this travelogue? See, this is the picture of travelogue. Travelogues are the books written by travelers. The foreigners who came to India, they had written their experiences, whatever they saw or experienced during their travel. So these are the travelogues. Plays, you know, drama. Poetry means poems. So these were the sources written by various ancient kings. Now let us move on to the oral sources. Ovids, folk songs, folk tales and similar literature is passed on from generation to generation. For example, we have Poada of Shivaji Maharaj, stories of Shivaji Maharaj, which tells us our culture and tradition. And Ovids are the lines which nurtures young mind and tells us about our religion. Folktale is an old story that has been told again and again from generation to generation. See, this is the example of Ovids. Here about Pandharinath is written. माझी गती कोण सांग पंढरी राया, तारीसी अनाथा की बुडविसी. This is the example of folk tales. So these are the sources which is passed on to us from generation to generation, oral sources. Now, sources of ancient Indian history and the precautions to be taken while writing history we'll see in our next video. Till then, have a good day, children.